Are you worried about migrants coming into Canada? We have a very good immigration system. It works very well regardless of how people come here, be it through regular or irregular means. They go through a very stringent security and screening process. We apply the same rules, immigration rules, to everyone. And Canadians can feel absolutely assured that we have a well-functioning system. We know that it's good for our societies to be open to immigration. It's good for the economy. It has to be done within the rules. We have learned that every person who comes here through irregular means, of course, has to go through every stage in the immigration process. It's very stringent. All security investigations are conducted. All normal stages of immigration, of the process, are carried out. They may have come through irregular means, but once that's done, the process kicks in, and regardless of how people come here, we apply our just and fair system.
This is Dan Dix here, reporting for Press for Truth, and I come to you today with a dire warning. There is currently a psychological operation being waged on the Canadian people as the open border versus closed border debate intensifies on all sides of the political spectrum. It doesn't matter if you're a conservative or a liberal or a libertarian. Either way, chances are you have a strong opinion about border control or the lack thereof. And as we're going to show in today's video, that is by design. And the endgame solution here, the order to come out of the chaos, will be a one world government. So let's begin with this article recently published by the National Post. Canada will soon have more illegal border crossers than Syrian refugees. The number of illegal border crossers in Canada will soon surpass the 25,000 Syrian refugees Canada accepted in 2016. There are so many Mounties needed to process illegal border crossings in rural Quebec that the federal government is now spending $250,000 to build an unofficial police station on the US border. In Toronto last week, Mayor John Tory announced that the number of refugee claimants in the city's shelter system has quadrupled from 459 per night in 2016 to an average of 2,351 in 2018. And at least one Quebec politician is calling for a border fence with the US. These are just some of the repercussions of the more than 20,000 illegal border crossings into Canada since early 2017, all of them made by foreign nationals seeking asylum. Now, it's important to note that this recent refugee crisis that we're seeing is a direct result of the US and NATO's intervention in the Middle East. Because you obviously cannot bomb an entire region without expecting to create some refugees. And in case I need to remind you, ISIS is a creation of the West. And if Justin Trudeau gets his way, many of them will be reintegrated into our society. And so when the corporate state media is working in tandem with the Prime Minister of Canada to promote the idea that welcoming refugees with open arms is the right humanitarian thing to do, we must realize and cannot forget that this is a psychological operation, and therefore our gut instinct should be telling us to do the exact opposite. Take Europe, for example. More than 56% of crimes in Germantown are committed by asylum seekers. Crime, especially drug-related crimes, are up 69%, and shoplifting, up 44%, has risen sharply due to migrant criminality. But other more serious crimes increased significantly as well, such as street crimes, up 33%, assault up 39%, and sexual offenses are up by over 14%. But that couldn't happen here in Canada, could it? Well, if you haven't seen it, I strongly recommend you watch my video titled George Soros and the Canadian Agenda Exposed, where I warned Canadians about an upcoming coup currently being carried out by the Soros family, who are now trying to help Canadian refugees migrate to Canada. So how's that plan coming along, you might be asking? Well, get a load of this. George Soros-funded app helps illegal immigrants avoid arrest. Billionaire investor George Soros is reportedly funding a smartphone app to help illegal immigrants avoid federal immigration authorities. So needless to say, folks, this is not looking good for Canada, and unless we expose this Psyop for what it is, things are only going to get worse. They've created an invisible enemy with the global war on terror. It's a manufactured crisis, and I'm here to tell you today that the enemy they are actually after is you and me. Their modus operandi is order out of chaos, and they cannot achieve their new world order, their one world government, unless they do away with borders altogether, and that is the endgame plan here. Now some of you might be saying, but Dan, I thought you were an ANCAP, also known as an anarcho-capitalist. Shouldn't you be in favor of open borders? And to that, my answer is simple. Yes, I am an ANCAP, and no, I am not in favor of a globalist agenda for open borders under an eventual one world government. How about instead of regarding each other as refugees, citizens, and immigrants, we respect our private property rights? In a free society, there is no immigration policy. There are no borders, just private property lines. In a free society, there are owners and guests, invitees and trespassers, not illegal immigrants and refugees. But if the powers that ought not to be have their way, that will not be the case. They will continue to divide and conquer us. And the conquer part of that equation means uniting everyone back into a new world order, a one world government. They will make it seem that the pain and the suffering of separation far exceeds any issues you may have had with global unity. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is and has been the plan all along. This is psychological warfare, and all of the corporate state media and the banker puppet politicians are in on it. They will use false flags to carry out this agenda. And you better believe when the next one happens, the response is not going to be to pull out of the Middle East and to tighten up our borders here at home. It'll be more war, bigger governments, and more power to the state, and less freedoms to say the things that you just heard in this video. So please share this video if you found this information to be useful, because unless enough people wake up to the real agenda here, we'll be doomed in no time. And if you want to support our efforts to bring you this information, please check the links located in the description below to find out how you can donate at pressfortruth.ca/donate, or how you can join us as a PFT member or a PFT patron. So thanks for watching, my friends. Click that like button, leave a comment, and share this video. And stay tuned, we've got more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth.